Good morning, everybody. Hi, Al.
How you doing, Chris? How you been?
Hello, Ali. Yeah, not too bad, buddy. I just thought we'd go live, just a brief chat. Whilst I'm in Erfurt, Germany, never been closer really to Ali than before. So thought we'd just hook up and have a brief chat. And
Yeah.
online, we've been chatting offline quite a bit, and I've had quite a heavy 2 weeks with the decommissioning of these iron implants I work on. So it's been a good 2 weeks. It's in the old eastern side of Germany, what was the eastern side of Germany. Hi, Zeus Scott. Right, mate? How's it going? They're going to be chatting to Ali for about half an hour. We've got a bit of time. We're just catching up. So I say, why don't we just go live, do it online, but like we used to, talk about all sorts of rubbish.
Yeah.
So Ali, what's been happening in your life, Ali, recently?
What have I been up to?
Yeah, working on that.
Nothing much. Just been, just working away, doing. I've just got back from Brussels. There, it was a big load. It's quite good to hear you're actually on the same continent as me. So, although I'm on the little island at the moment. So, all right. I'll tell you what, Chris. 1 second. Let me just get myself. I'm going to just get myself a coffee, mate.
Okay, no problem. The weather looks nice there.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. I've already had my coffee anyway.
Yeah, see.
Bit feedback there.
That's all right. I'll get rid of it now. Oh, actually, do you know what?
Okay, well, we just wait for Ali to come back.
There we go.
There we are.
Hey, how you doing,
I'm actually in Middelfart. I actually drove up from Erfurt to
what
see
a
Ali.
guy, man! What a guy!
So I spent overnight here, and we just I've got to drive back to Erfurt this afternoon. But yeah, it was just worth a drive up just to see Ali whilst I was on the same continent, wasn't it?
It was a long time, mate.
Yeah,
a long time waiting.
It's been a long time on the cars coming on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been just cheering the fire. We had a good night last night.
Looking at the churches, the wee browse bit of the church. I look round the town.
Yeah, the town's beautiful. I can understand why you've been here for 20 years, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful place. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, and the buildings are untouched, because they've had no destruction over the years, with 2 world wars and whatever. But I can't believe some of the old buildings are still standing. And the church.
Yeah, man.
We tried to go inside this morning, but there was a service or christening going on, so we're going to go back a bit later and have a look.
11:30.
But the church itself is completely made of small brick. I've never seen one like it before, and I'm dying to take a look inside. But what I did see inside the door, it looks like everything's been rendered and repurposed like everything else has in the time. So,
well, a lot of the churches, you see, a lot of them are rendered
internally,
inside.
Yeah.
And some it's just I don't know if it was rendered when they first, but who knows? But like most of the churches in Denmark, they have that inside, but they have loads of like bricks. It's a beautiful.
Yeah.
It was only just Chris pointed it out to me. He says you don't see that very often, like having churches made out of like redstone brick, like London, not London brick because that's crap, but like redstone brick.
Yeah.
And I was like, actually, that's a good point, Chris, because when you see these churches, it's all big, like big what you said, it's like big blocks of stone.
And I guess for the location, because Erfurt's on an island, and you forget you're on an island, actually, even though I came across on a big bridge yesterday. And the crazy thing is, I lost my signal. And because the telephone network is different, I suppose, for Denmark. It's not like European. And I think because I'm changing over to a different network system, which isn't within the European Union, it just came up and said no signal. So I reset my phone because I got to Erfurt and I lost my GPS for the car, the map, and I couldn't find Ali's address. So I was just stuck in a car park. So I got out, reset my phone, and I walked around to try and get a signal to see if it would actually connect. And I asked 2 people if they could help me with an address. Just 2 people walking by, very helpful, lovely people. And whilst I was there talking to them, my phone pinged. So I thought, I've got it now. So that was it. And because I couldn't talk to Ali for a few hours because there was no signal as I was coming into Denmark.
Yeah, right. And here, let me give my side of the story. So anyway, Chris has arranged to come up. He said, "Oh, I'll take you 6 hours or whatever." And I was actually in Germany, just north of Osnabrück. So I was thinking, right, because I can only go 56 miles an hour in my truck all the way back. So I'd worked it out. Right, Chris, he says 6 hours. I've only got 6 hours drive, so we're probably going to meet on the motorway. So we'll take photographs anyway. So I gets back home and he's here. That's fine. There's probably traffic because I know there's loads of
roadworks. Yeah.
So anyway, so the 6 hours, suddenly it's 7 hours, then it's 8 hours, then it's 9, and I'm trying to phone, no answer or anything. So Mr. Paranoid Ali B starts getting really worried about this dude, man. It was literally, it was crazy. The thoughts of, I said, what the fuck? And it was 11 hours later. And then, because it took about 11 hours to get
here. It's supposed to have been 6 on the...
six and a half.
411 miles.
Yeah.
Obviously, I stopped a couple of times, one just to get a bit more petrol.
Yeah, but what time did you get here at?
I left at 6 in the morning, got here 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Right, okay, so that's what, 10.
Call it 10 hours, yeah.
10 hours, man. So imagine, and not, the thing is, I'm like, this is strange because why is Chris not answering his phone or the text? It was just, so I'm sitting here thinking, oh, fuck. Sake, man, this ain't happening.
We think they've got Pandemonium just said, "Morning, you pair of ball bags. How are you?"
Nice.
Panda, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, fucking ball bags.
Yeah,
I miss all. It's words like that, you know, like they
ball bags
remind me of childhood, man.
Yeah,
it's like when it was like ball bags and your fucking Egypt and your Walloper and all these kind of things.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, it's worth a trip here. Even though I'm only here for 24 hours, I've got to leave about 4 o'clock at the latest, so I get back at a sort of decent hour because I've got to go to work tomorrow morning, and it's the last push this week, so I've got 4 days more work, and then back to the UK on Friday.
Yeah. But I would recommend meeting up with this man in person. It's amazing. It's been a long time, you know. We've been through a lot together, haven't we, man?
We have, yeah.
And all the kind of stuff. It's like an inspiration kind of thing. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass, but I don't want your babies. You're too old anyway. But apparently men can give birth now, but let's stay off that subject. So
yeah. Is that since the jibby jabbies have happened?
Yeah, the jibby jabbies, the jibby jabbers, man.
Oh no, let's not go down that hole.
No.
We want to keep this a bit light-hearted and not too serious.
Yeah, of course, man. A bit of fun in that, but it's...
but we've been smiling. But I swear to God, I was smiling through my sleep as well last night.
Yeah, me too, man. If you'd seen the meeting, it was big hugs all around, man. No homo, by the way.
No.
I still identify as a male, so we're all right.
I can see you're a male now.
Yeah, man. So. Yeah, that was good. So we thought I'd have this wee idea, Chris, and it was
just to set up a live stream, and then actually we didn't want to leave it on going for too long, so just let people know that I was actually...
he's here, he's real.
Yeah,
he's real, and so am I. So good. And this, to be serious, this is like not my first, it's my second only like flat earth meetup. But it is. I think the last time was down with Germany with Gavin, Vortex Puppy.
Yeah, I mean, I would never have thought it was like a flat earth. It's just 2 old friends meeting up.
I know, but I see it as, because it's not very often I get to talk to people that are flat earthers, man, in person, right? It's very rare for me. In fact, I think, you'll be the second, the second person in all the years. That's like about 10 years now. I've been like looking into this. Looking into this conundrum that we've been presented with, this big huge lie that got slapped down and kind of the veil got lifted kind of thing. And it's like, it's so true, you know, when that stupid, once you're flat, you never go back.
I mean, I love...
Once you go, you know, it's crazy.
I love driving. When I was hitting roadworks and the traffic was either stopped or crawling, And because
yeah.
the sky was lovely and sunny, because it was really raining bad when I left Erfurt, so I had to take it easy. And what I noticed right across the sky with all these clouds, and the bottom of the clouds were completely flat. And when you looked all the way from left to right, all the way around you, they were just like bang, and that's it. Or the bottoms right the way across. You know, you don't see any of them going like this. You know, they're tilted as such. So it just tells you that the whole pressurized system is stopping the clouds coming down anymore, and they're bottoming out because of the pressure. And it's just right the way across.
And it's flat. You see it. You actually see it. But it's because the thing is, people don't spend much time. That's how you got away with chemtrails or all that kind of stuff. People never look up.
Yeah, but there was no. I mean, you can define the clouds. The clouds look more defined against the blue sky. And there's no crap in the sky. And that's the biggest thing I noticed. But when I was down in Erfurt, I was looking up lunchtime, and you just see all this haze. And you get the normal clouds that you get.
It's like milky in it, that when they thing with that, and that's such a point. And just remember what myself and Chris were discussing along. You know that saying that everybody knows about, the truth goes through 3 stages. Can't remember the guy that wrote it. You know, first of all it gets denied, then it gets ridiculed, and then it gets accepted as truth.
Yeah.
Well, look, we've got the perfect example with the chemtrails there. Think when that was first, even though the evidence was they started in the 40s and they done it in 60s, they'd done the cloud seeding on the Ho Chi Minh Trail, to flood the tunnels. That was a great idea. This is scientists, remember? Scientists, not for good. Think about these guys were producing stuff in the act of trying to kill people.
Yeah.
Right? That's basically what they were doing. And these are scientists. So scientists, you know, they're not who they have no, I don't believe the people that are doing this, they have this bigger picture, like we talked about before, you know, this, it's for the bigger picture, how like a general or a leader of a country will send young people to war saying, oh, okay, we're going to, we bombed that school and okay, 20 kids died, but hey, look, the bigger picture is we've got that terrorist, he could have killed millions. And they've convinced us. I think the thing is that word collateral damage, that phrase was specifically softened because words have power. I believe that was specifically, right, what are we going to do this, man? We're killing civilians. Like, how are we going to describe this? And the thing with collateral damage, look, this happened, this has to be damaged, which like basically instead of saying, oh well, you know, innocent people are going to get killed and kids are going to get killed and stuff like that. So obviously there's collateral damage, but the bigger picture is they'll end with the bigger picture is for the greater good, man. And that's why they get educated. These schools or the courses that they go on, that's how if you go into deal with anybody in government or the council, it's like you're talking to a robot. They'll repeat the same, that it's not going in, man. And it's more and more, it has changed. It's become more and more prevalent. You know, we discussed like the change. We were talking about the 80s. Remember, we were listening to music and just going, geez, man, look, it's in front of our faces. And we were just discussing all that kind of thing. And it's got more, as you get older and the more decades that you live in, you remember certain decades and you feel how society was. Were people happy? Do you remember, you know, there was that certain thing and you end up realizing that the difference from today was from, and it's not, I remember my dad, oh, the good old days. Remember, you could leave your doors open. Well, I actually lived through that, but my parents, all the youngsters today, I'm saying the exact same thing. They were aware of it. Our parents were aware of it. Seeing all the youngsters today wasting their time doing this, they were telling us, man, but we've been programmed. The authority to deny is our parents, which is the authority that God tells us. Obey, respect your parents. Like the thing with that in all religions, like Chinese, even with Muslims as well, in Islam, they also talk about the Chinese as like that. But although it's losing that, but we were actually, there was, you know, and now
that's okay. The people change, but the thing with Erfurt is because it was never bombed or it used to be part of the Eastern Bloc. So the skyline over Erfurt, and there's a starfort there. I suppose I should do a video, but the the amount of spires I saw that that was in the city, the centre overlooking, and then you had all the Eastern Bloc buildings that had been built for apartments, and that ruins the skyline. But in the main town, it's still as it was, years ago, and it's the same as with Middelfart. Coming here, and it just oozes with history, and you look at the buildings, and it's never been messed about with, and things are still standing, and I can just see things, with thinking, wow, you go to a modern city, it's all garbage, isn't it? Glass buildings and whatever.
Yeah.
Everything else is taken away.
Yeah.
Whatever was there before is gone. But this little place, I can see why you've been living there for 20 years now.
And I haven't. I've lived in a couple of places over, but they call it a funboer.
Yeah.
That means you're from Fun and you live. To bore somewhere means to live.
Yeah.
So a funboer is a fun, and that's where if you're born there, they call it, you're funbo, a funboer. So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like and honestly, every time I come across that bridge, Chris, when I've been driving away, I'm not joking, we've been driving away over Europe, and I see the sign for Middelfart, 33 kilometres, but trust me, it's all over the same as Colin. I could take, if Chris had more time, I could show him the signpost in the motorway. Now, let me think, why would you choose, why 33? Why not just stick the signpost at 30 miles? 50 miles. Why not round?
Is it in kilometres?
Sorry, kilometres. Yeah, well, it's an old habit to get.
Yeah, it is.
An old habit to get in it. But I always thought, looking at mileage, and I mean, it's so funny because where I am, it's called the Trekant Omroad, and the Trekant means triangle, which is shaped as a pyramid, and there's a Masonic lodge just up here, right? And this is where the place is, where the most work is. It's the Trekant it's done in the shape of a triangle. If you look at the map, you've got Middelfart here. Odense. You've got Colling, and you've got I think it's Fredericia, and it's like shaped like a triangle. And this is where all the works, kind of concentrated. But I call it Illuminati Central.
Yeah,
I really do. I mean, the things. I love Denmark and I love the people, but as I say, it's quite an interesting, and it's historical as well. And they've still got the freedom blood in them, but they're just hiding it. You know, it's there. You can, when you talk to Danes, they're very proud of being Danish. And do you know something? A bit off topic. Per capita, they give more to charity, than any other countryman.
Wow.
They're very generous, but they'll be tight with their money. But see, when it comes to charity, we're only 5 million or 4.5 million people here. Yeah, now that's quite a feat. We're leaders in the recycling, which I agree with. Right, I know it's under the premise is wrong, or the story I think about the global climate change is wrong. But the fact that it does, you look about the place. Do you know you can get a bottle of beer and you stick it? That's see, leaving a can, you don't mind. I sit in my cans if I've been out having a beer or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't put it in the bin because people actually come round the bins and they pick it. I just stick it on top of the bin, and nobody minds. Nobody minds because you get money, your deposit back. Like in Britain, did you have that in Britain?
Oh, years ago.
In Scotland, you used to get your bottle of Iron Brew or your bottle of Coke, and you'd pay like 5 pence extra on it, and you get your deposit back on the bottles, which was honestly, it's a great. I do. Yeah. That's why, I'm not buying into climate change, but I do think and they're clean. This place is clean, Chris.
Well, it is, and I agree with recycling as well. What's the point of just chucking everything you can into a landfill? Yeah. But I'm all for recycling, especially wood and stuff like that. And. It can't.
Have you seen any of these videos? Right? Do you know when? Because we're getting more and more videos about these climate change, or people that are in charge, like in the World Economic Forum, or people that control government policies all over the world, right? Or they have influence on that. It sounds like to me they're getting more and more desperate. Yeah. And it's because, see, the more I sit and listen to it, I'm like, nobody's buying this. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I think there's more conspiracies going to come out. Yeah, it's to deflect. It's a distraction for the look. There's laws. Oh, there's another law just brought into the detriment somewhere in the world on Earth is another law. And nobody knows about these laws, man, and they're happening now, and it'll be too late to say, but we told you on the news that we were going to do this, we were going to enslave you, we're telling you, and yet you sit back and you'll do nothing because, and it's not because people are preoccupied trying to survive now. They've got people into survival mode because of the crisis that was caused during the last 4 years. That the prices have never recovered, but yet, what do you call it? Shopping centres, and this is happening here. It's reported here, Germany. So you'll see it in the news. They're over that period of time. They're recording record profits, man.
Yeah,
hundreds and thousands of % profit. They were making money while people were losing money. It was very strange, and it's like it's become more and more.
One of the most ridiculous things I heard, I think it was a couple of months ago. Because if all cars are going electric, eventually, I suppose, and they were talking about just seeding the effect of saying that the actual car tires, which are oil based, these tires are made, and they were talking about as the tires wear, the particulates of the rubber that are coming off the tire got to go somewhere, and they were saying it's polluting the environment. So even electric cars which use rubber tires to stay on the road are going to have some sort of, they're looking for angles to tax these vehicles.
Agenda 21, that's all I was talking to Chris last night.
Car tire erosion,
Yeah, now, but they're talking about frog farts. No, seriously, they're coming on and talking about, I know it's ridiculous, it's so funny, but unfortunately, we've got kids running about that are buying, and these kids, listen, the thing is, there's a psychological fact, right? The close, or a fact about unstable countries, right, is when it's a statistic, it's known, these people know it, is that when the what do you call it, the average age of a population gets closer to the age of 25, right, there's revolution, it gets more of a chance of an uprising, like a French Revolution style, right? And they know this, right? Now, if you happen to just Google average age of Afghani, what's the average age?
Yeah,
you should see that there's in Somalia or Angola, it's fucking 15, man. 15-year-old. Now, if you look at all the wars all over the place, have a look at the population. There's a correlation with this, guys. And if you think about it, it's 17 and 18. Weren't we all, we had Thatcher, right? But we are, and especially in Scotland, you become politicised. You've got this passion, and that gets guided. This is how they control it. They guide you into this political ideology.
Yeah.
And the same people that's causing the climate change or whatever are funding these young students and the people that stop oils and all this. But as you notice, there's always, if you have a little look about, you'll see these old people in there in their 40s and their 50s. And these people have come from, you remember the CND movement?
Yeah.
Remember CND? What was the airport place, the American base? The lesbians remember they chained themselves?
Greenham Common,
that's it, right? Up at Faslane. Now I know about this because I worked in Faslane. It was a submarine base up on the west coast of Scotland. It was 6 miles away from my home. It was the highest employer. Right outside was a peace camp as well. So I met these people, I've interacted with these people, and just that's what they do. They just take young people and encourage
Hi, Graham 9.
They charge. They charge these. It's a natural thing, and they do this. Stick them into universities, and that's what they do, man. And then they send the ones off to war. They'll send these guys off to war. That's going to be the trial. That's why they send these people off to die, because they want to keep the average population rate at a certain. Because they know once it drops there, man, you've got all these young dudes. Why do you think they're sending all these? I'll call them. Excuse me, Chris, but I'm going to say it.
Hi, Jax. Sorry.
No worries.
Jack streaming's just come on.
No.
Just to let you know that it made it look as though we were having a live stream, and then obviously I'm actually in Middlefart. Drove up from Erfurt, Jax. All right. So we got to meet each other eventually.
Eventually, man, that was great. It's so good. But as I was saying about charging up these young people and sending them off to want to die. Do you know? But see the beauty of it. I think there's definitely a shift now, because there's people coming out and saying, "Well, I'm not sending my kids anymore." They won't encourage to send their kids, and that's what I think about. There's a great awakening, but the problem is, it's by the time it reaches critical mass, will it be too late? Because honestly, they're locking down big time, man. They're locking down. There's still, in Britain they were doing with bird flu, or Australia or something like that. Something they're burning chickens anyway, right?
Oh.
Yeah, but it's like, it's a conspiracy. They're taking control of the food production. Well, sorry, they are. If you look at Bill Gates, why would he want to own all that farmland and not grow on it?
I mean, the KFC chain is going to suffer, isn't it? So instead of it being Kentucky Fried Chicken, they'll probably call it Killed Effing Chickens. Oh, sorry. And then they'll probably have some sort of insect substitute, so it'll be Kentucky Fried Crickets.
I mean, to see that, we laugh about that, but then actually, they're trying to push it.
I'm just giving them an idea, haven't I?
Listen. Oh well, no, you haven't, because they were already on it. Because you know what I seen the other day was a video of Nicole Kidman, right? And what she was doing is she was sitting down and she was eating mealworms.
Oh,
serious? But she was going, "Oh,
IFPV.
Oh, how you doing, mate? How's it going?" Yeah,
that's it. Thanks for coming in, mate. All right.
But that Nicole Kidman, this is how desperate they're getting to get these Hollywood stars. And she sat there with a selection, picking up mealworms, but she reckoned she could do Survivor. There's some people that can eat bugs, but she was trying to push.
Really?
This. Seriously, it's crazy. Just a video that came out. She's got all the temptation. She said, a lot of people eat this. And it just, I was like, oh, man, Bill Gates and his meat and that apparently is causing cancer. The butter as well, fake butter. We live in a total synthetic world, like what we discussed about resonance. Remember?
Yeah.
And I was talking about they've got access to books or whatever that these ancients were doing, however moving stones or whatever they were doing with these vibrations, but they didn't have the knowledge. But now they've got the technology, so they're actually synthetic, like all drugs that we get. Every single drug that gets put down a thing was based on herbs, herbs and stuff like that, plant-based, proper. So now we've got synthetic. Even this video thing. This is great, meeting person to person. It's great having hangouts, but that's what television and stuff like that, or telephones. It was to stop that communication, because you can learn a lot more if someone sat with them, because you get the vibe of them. You don't get the electronic. Kind of. So
it's quite lifting as well, isn't it?
I fucking couldn't stop. But as soon as I seen him, he was parked up there. I said, he told me what you were driving on. It was
a burnt orange Fiat 500.
Burnt orange Fiat 500. So actually, he described. He says, I was like, look about, tell me what you see. And he told us, I know where you are. So I walked down and I spotted him before he spotted me. I rang him up. I was like, you weren't kidding about the colour of your car, mate. He's like,
it was just what they had.
But it was
I
funny.
I like the colour very much. But anyway, we should wrap this up, because
man.
Our time here is limited. I'm going to leave by about 4 o'clock.
I'm going to church, remember.
Once that service is finished, I've got to look inside that church.
Yeah.
I mean, all the outside of it has all been bricked up. All the arches again. There's a clock face on it, which wouldn't have been originally there. They've still got the louvers in the tower. They've got a copper tower with a chamber with a brass ball on top with a little spike. And, it's the same old. It's just the same technology, which has been adapted in a slightly different way. And I guess the reason why it's made of individual bricks is because it would have been harder on this island to bring big blocks of stone, and where would be the nearest quarry to get stone?
Yeah, but think about but also that I just wanted to say, before you were saying that, I want to say this is a new thing for me, even though I knew about the churches, and we've had chats a little bit about it, but it's something that I've never looked into.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm looking forward to, because even when you took the cathedral that you took when you see the trees or the bits of trees.
Oh yeah, Durham Cathedral.
Durham Cathedral. Even when he started explaining that, I thought, oh, that's curious. So it's great to actually, it'll be great. What I'm looking forward to is actually to going inside and getting like, right, Ali, that's that, because I know about building structures and that, but I'm so interested to actually get live. So
yeah.
You know, in real time with someone that's going to point out, say, well, you know, this is apparently for this or that, and get told about it. And you know, I love buildings, and it's like I'm looking forward to it because I'm going to get like a little free education because I'm really curious about, and it makes sense to things.
But it's nice to get someone else's perspective on it.
Yeah, well, it's things that you can miss that you didn't think of before. I thought, oh, fuck, because there's a couple of things that, even when you were showing us, it made me look at churches different. I started in symbology, so I always looked at churches, but I was never looked at them as like energy harvesting thing. I was looking at the gargoyles. I was more interested in architecture. I used to walk about London because I love architecture, man, and old. And then I learned about symbolism, about the rose and what that is. And then you see all over them, you see gargoyles and all that. So I got into that side of it. But now I'm entering into the actual thing. Hey, how about, okay, that side of it, but how about looking at this? There's a suggestion that these were harvesting energy.
But a lot of it, you can tie it, because I think I showed FPV some pictures of that central character, which has been highlighted with a light, and he can actually decode that and relate.
Yeah, that was it. When you done that, and you told me if that was brilliant. I do a lot. I love watching your work and getting all the. But Chris goes like, he says, "Here, look at this thing," and he was bigging you up actually. He said, "Look," he said, "Look at that there," and he said, "I sent that to FPV." And straight away he got the answer of what it was and explained, and I was like, yeah, man.
But on the what I meant to do, FPV, is send
I was slagging you off as well, but that's another story.
The side of a tomb, and they've got people underneath with vessels, and above the people with these vessels, they've got an angel doing this, like an actual with wings. And I was saying, well, what they're looking at is they're depicting a process, you know, and I've got those to show you as well. So it is interesting when you can relate it that way, you know. So it all feeds back into APM somehow. But look, I've got to wrap this up because
not yet. One thing before we go.
Yeah,
my boss is just going to come in, so I'm going to get him to say hello because he knows. And we've had very many discussions. I wonder where he is. He's just literally, that was him shouting.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. That's all right. There's no worries. He's hearing about you as well, Chris.
All good, I hope.
Come on, Michael. Come on.
Hello. Hello. I'm going.
Yeah, who's that?
How do?
Hello.
Excuse me. Nice to meet you.
Was it me too? Yeah.
Michael?
Michael. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris.
This is my friend. I'll say hello to the audience.
Yeah.
We're live, but we're just closing now.
Hello.
See you later, guys. You want to do your final.
All right, buddy. Thanks for turning up, and
How much?
all the best for today, and I'll see you soon.
Get it up, yous.
Ignore that. All right, I'll edit that. No, I can't edit that. So
Have een helikopter.
Yes.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Hey, sit down, Michael.